Hello, welcome to this video for COMP3218, Game Design and Development at the University of Southampton. My name is Dave Millard, I'm one of the lecturers on the course, and I am here with...
Ioan Daniel Malinov, and I'm a research fellow helping with the course.
Thanks, Johan. So we've got a few games to look at in today's video. Do you mind saying a little bit, Johan, about what we asked the students to do?
Yeah, of course. So basically, we asked them to make a simple game with a clear core dynamic and a small tutorial.
Sick. Right, well, let's get on with it and have a look at our first game. Okay, so our first game is called Colorana. I think it's called Colorana. Something like that, anyway. Here we go. Colorana.
Yeah.
Spelling, that's why. I'm guessing that's what it is.
Yeah.
Colorana. All right, so play controls quit. So I guess we can look at the controls. So we've got escape, WAD, no S actually, WAD to move around, and then mouse to do our sticky tongue. Okay, so I did play this in the expo. So let's have a little look. So straight away, thinking, I'm trying to remember what the controls were. So this is the problem with having the controls up front, right, as opposed to integrated. Oh, yeah. So it doesn't click.
Ah, okay. I see.
I kind of like this little character. He's quite cute. So, oh, I pressed the wrong one.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to say, I like that. I like the graphics. I like the parallax. That's a nice touch.
Oh yeah, that's
1,
that's
2,
really
3,
nice,
4, 5 levels of parallax. Some serious parallax going on. Animation as well. That's really nice, and it feels nice to control as well.
Effects.
Although
that's good.
Although I do appear to be flat. So if you can see that, it looks like I'm a 2D frog in a. I guess it's a 2D world, so that's all right. Okay. Oh, so now I've gone green. So what do you think that does?
Not sure. What did you? Oh.
That bigger jump, or was that not a bigger jump? Oh yeah, there you go. That's my normal jump is up to bigger. There, and that jump is a. Okay. Oh, so I can reach those now. So I really like. There's some bits here that I really like. Oh, there's an S. I like the fact that the frog goes green, because I think that I'm looking at the frog, therefore.
Yeah.
Oh, missed. Yeah, I'm looking at the frog, and therefore it's really good to have that indicator, and the timer's up in the. I can't just reach that. There must be another way to get that.
Maybe with the tongue, you can.
Didn't look like it was going to be long enough, but I'll have a look.
Yeah. Maybe it's for later.
It's for later. Let's carry on. Whoops. Let's go over here. I like that. I like the parrot. I like changing the colour of the frog. Was that another green one down there? Yep, got another green one. I like the fact it's given it to me as I've needed it. That's good.
Yeah.
Jump across. I presume I'll die if I go down there, but it's not clear. What's this one?
And this shows you that you can eat them with the tongue.
The tongue.
I see.
So I'd already done that, but yes, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's a big one.
That's the end of the level. Okay. That's a nice first level. I like that. Nice and straightforward. So, so blue. So now I'm blue. Oh, I'm going faster.
So you can jump. I see, yeah.
Jump further. Okay, good. Racing for it. Just about made it in time.
And that's the. Oh, okay, that's the.
Yeah, I like that. So I have to say, this is a very playable game. It's it's got that. It doesn't have. There's no stickiness on the edges.
That's.
I think it's telling me to jump and get it with my tongue. There we go.
And now you can
Destroy
destroy them with. Almost.
To go and
So
okay.
that's 3 abilities for now. And also look, the cursor also changes to be
Yeah.
like a boxing glove.
Just that. That's
I
nice.
think. Yeah,
it's like a little fist. So, do you think I die if I go down there? So I'm guessing I need to do that.
Yeah.
Extra bonus thing if I got there.
I think so. Yeah, they do seem to have put stuff like that. Oh.
Oh no. Because I feel so I feel like the level goes on over there, but maybe there's an extra thing I can get. Oh no!
Oh, okay.
So I haven't noticed any kind of score or anything going on.
Yeah, for now.
So I'm not quite sure. Like I'm not racing against the clock or anything, so that's why I feel like I'm kind of able
to
sort of mess about
and
explore a bit. Start talking about the presentation because I think we kind of we can.
We've seen.
Oops, maybe I should have done that
a bit.
Yeah. So that's sort of graphics, audio. So graphics, really nice kind of pixel design, nice and consistent. I love the information design with the frog. Maybe I have to jump up and get that one from the other side.
Yeah, the parallax.
Yeah, the parallax is just really nicely presented. And information design is good. So, like you said, the cursor is kind of giving me a clue. I think I needed an extra. I think I needed.
Yeah, it's probably something else.
Yeah, I think I've. Carry on. So yeah, that's all of the. That's really nice. I would describe it as kind of, so excellent excellent is kind of impactful, isn't it? Kind of.
Yeah, excellent is impactful.
Yeah, and I think it is for the graphics. I've also got I've got some sound. I've got background sound. I've got sound effects. All that's nice and complete. So the information design is quite good. I'd be tempted to say for presentation, it's up at the excellent level. What do you think?
I mean, from what I see, yeah, it's clear that you have the powers, and also I just noticed at the top right. Oh, what does that do? Okay. That's an interesting power. Sticky tongue.
Over there as well. Sticky tongue. I like sticky tongue. It's good.
So there's this coin, I think, marker, and that's probably the bonus coin in each level next to the timer.
So that's the thing that I could have got if I managed to negotiate that other bit properly.
Probably. So again, it does feel like it's at the excellent level.
So can I pull myself down? Yes. Look at that.
Now they're mixing the powers and making it. Okay, that's so. Next part is mechanics, controls, and bugs.
Got to my death. So mechanics. What have we got? So we've got jumping. We've got sort of the power up system itself, collecting the power ups. Then we've got super speed. We've got the tongue. We've got the super high jump. We've got picking up the coins. So there's a relatively, there's a decent amount of stuff going on, really.
Yeah, and there might be more if
Could
we
be.
continue.
So that's in terms of the mechanics. Controls are really nice. I kind of do feel like I'm mostly in control. When I'm dying, I don't feel like I feel like I'm dying because I deserve to die, basically.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Purple.
New color, or
I don't think so.
That's red.
Yeah.
So that's the long tongue.
No, that's the punching one. Or yeah. And
it's blue, which is fast.
oh.
I think
you've stumbled upon a mechanic that they will later introduce.
So I've got pink. So what does pink do?
Is that the sticky? Yeah, that's the. Oh yeah, that's actually. I think that's how you're supposed to pass the level. You combine both, and you get the sticky tongue, which lets you.
I actually think that here. You think I need to do the. What?
Yeah, with the sticky
combine?
tongue.
I don't think you do. I don't think. Yeah. So okay. Hang on. Get the frog out of this pit. So I think there's something interesting going on here. So they're doing something fun with mixing the colours, and I like that's. Ooh. Yes, there we go. But what they're doing is that instead of getting both powers at the same time, I get it changes the color, and I get the power of that color. So I had Destructo Tongue and Speed Up, but they are red and blue, and when I combine them, I get purple, and purple is Sticky Tongue.
Yeah.
So I like what they're trying to do, but that is slightly confusing, I would argue. What your thoughts are on that?
I can see how. So for you, the confusing part would be that the colors don't, or when you combine them,
powers don't combine. What happens is the colors combine, and you get a new color.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
I really like the idea. I think the idea of the frog being white as well and getting coloured in, I think is lovely.
Yeah.
Because I can jump.
No, you can.
But I was just up there.
Go faster there.
Yeah. What's that one? Sticky Tongue.
Yeah.
What do you do with that? How am I supposed to go anywhere?
I think you need the red one to break those boxes, and then the sticky one to go through the.
I picked up the red and I went. So okay. So there's an example where I got the blue one to get the red one, but because I got the blue one already, instead of getting red, I got pink.
Yeah, I see.
If I wait, and now I go up.
And now you go down and destroy the. You can.
Oh, just
almost.
Got there. So did we? Where were we on the?
Mechanics, controls, and bugs. So you said the controls were feeling.
Those are pretty nice,
fair.
actually. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, and
a good set of mechanics. I've not seen any bugs. Can I just fall down here? That would be nice. Yes.
Yeah. Now you can see you cannot go there. So
now I need the sticky tongue. So now I've got to do the both things together. Okay, that's quite nice. So okay. So a little bit of ambiguity over it, and I'm not entirely sure whether I would have left me to notice that. So as I said, I played this before in the. Oh damn it!
Almost.
I played this in the expo, so I vaguely remember it from the expo. I don't think I would have remembered, or I don't think I figured it out when I played it the first time.
Yeah.
I picked up the red and went pink, and I didn't notice. No, come on, there we go.
Okay.
Hey, brilliant. Oh,
So yeah. Oh, yellow. That's another one. What does that do? Or is that another one?
yes, that's new. That pushes me back.
Does that
So I
push
think,
you?
yeah,
Ah, can you? Yeah, under you.
jump, and it's like a rocket jump. Do here. Left click.
So that pushes you. What if you just click under you without jumping or something?
Does that? Just pushes me up. I need to jump up and then bounce off there.
I see. Yeah. So
I've got to do it a lot.
oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is going
What
to be
would you
quite
say about the
hard.
mechanics? We have an excellent would be fun with complementary mechanics, intuitive controls, and higher complexity without bugs. So I think with so many power-ups
I
and
think it's there. I think they've done a really nice job. So this is the first time I've really struggled. Oh crikey!
but you
I
did
find that
it.
really hard. And then we've got
Yeah, that was long jump, I think.
long
Yeah,
jump.
a high jump.
Say I. Oh, and now I get yellow.
Combine. Okay,
Why
so
can I
green
go up
and
there?
almost okay. I mean, you're doing it, and that's the goal, I think.
Hey! Oh, there was a thing up there, the coin up there. Congratulations,
But
bonuses collected 0 out of 5. All right, I will try and hunt out the bonuses on the way through.
yeah, okay, so we can so
The end screen is
oh well.
an actual
Oh yeah,
level,
that's nice.
so I have to go down here
So
and go through there presumably.
I think that perfectly leads us to the next point
What's to
about
do with
goals,
that?
risks, and rewards.
Okay,
Because
I've got no way of restarting then. I might have to actually restart the game.
did you try escape or
Right. Yeah, go on then. So next up is goals, risks, and rewards.
and on the end screen they did exactly say bonuses collected, and I think that's part of the rewards and goals, risks.
So my goal is basically to escape.
Yeah, get to the end. Maybe I think you can you? So if you jump here, do you see the platform on the tree here?
Tree, got you. So I need
maybe to get the green.
A long way away.
Yeah, do we have time for that? I don't think so, yeah. But I can see it.
I might have done. I think it was close enough that I want to try again.
Yeah, so I think this is, you're starting to go into the territory of,
damn.
Okay,
so you can do it.
There is something there.
Right.
And
I will keep trying to do that.
It's difficult, so it's not just you don't need to do it, but
yeah, and it's fine because it's optional. It's definitely an extra.
Yeah.
Yes, it's really tight.
So
they can probably do this every single time. They're like, this is really easy.
Yeah, I mean, so clear and coherent set of goals, risks, and rewards. Let's see. So
go.
Now you can jump over, and again, and get the coin.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the goals, risks, and rewards? There is.
So there's a little bit of ambiguity about the goals, I would say. In well, I've got to get to the end of the level, but it never really tells me that. But I suppose you figure it out pretty quickly. It also doesn't tell you about the coins.
Yeah.
I suppose when you finish, it comes up and says.
And also, there's like a small outline of a coin. Although I wouldn't say that's a.
Yeah. But I think once they're easy to figure out, but they don't tell you up front. The risks and rewards. So.
Oh no! And
nothing.
The coin counter.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, where were the? Oh, I've lost the coin. Oh,
yeah.
Is that what you said? I didn't notice.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
That might be one thing to think about, to not punish the player too much.
That's right. Yeah, it's maybe it's a
little bit, especially in the tutorial levels. Yeah.
So sorry. Goals, risks, and rewards. So they've definitely given you some choices. What are the risks of me doing this?
I mean, in this case, for example, getting the coin, you do risk to fall to your death a bit.
Does that matter?
A bit, I guess, because then you have to restart and play again, and it's not like a big choice.
So I think for me, they've got the rewards pretty good actually. So I've got these coins that are tricky to get hold of. It counts them up, and they're like a sort of special bonus thing, and I think that works well. Where I think they have a slight more problem is the risk. I'm not sure what the risk is because there's no incentive to complete the level in any particular time or a particularly or there's no record of deaths I saw. Maybe there was, but I think they've got kind of. I think they've got the rewards well. I think the goals are okay. I think the risks might be a little bit better. So what would it be what would be a good?
A good would be clear and coherent set of goals, risks, and rewards. So they have, as you said, the goals, the risk or the rewards. I mean, the rewards are good. The risks are
a little bit more ambiguous. What would
excellent is clear, coherent, and well balanced, and well balanced.
So this is what I'm kind of thinking. I really like the reward bit, and I think that sort of almost Easter egg like bit that they've got going on works really nicely. So here I could finish the level, but I'm like, how do I get that coin at the top? And I presumably have to.
There is something, yeah. Yeah.
I really like it. So I'm wondering whether we should say it's good overall, because that bit is
at the excellent level.
At the excellent level, and whereas the risks are kind of a bit. Is that how I do it?
Not as strongly.
Yeah, the risks are not quite there, but see, I think I need the.
You need the blue.
Still need to have the blue.
Or you can get it with your tongue, I think. Because I saw it.
Right, let's go.
So yeah, okay, that's fine for the ghost risks and rewards.
What does that take us to next?
Pacing. And I think it gets more difficult. And
yes, I think the pacing definitely goes up.
Yeah, you need to be really fast, I think. And I don't think you can get it normally from above.
I reckon. I'm wondering whether I have to, because I was jumping up there straight away. I'm wondering, because this blue only gets me so far, right? So here we go.
Ah,
Where is he? Where's that other blue? So there's my second blue.
no, I think
There's that blue.
I still think, yeah, that's the.
To go from there. All right, okay, I'll do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So yeah, sorry, where were we? Sign of a good game. I'm too
Pacing.
busy concentrating on the game.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell from watching me play, but
Yeah. So the pacing, to me, it feels like there is tension that clearly rises, or at least it rises. You know, it does get more difficult. Yeah, that's very difficult.
so I might have to give up on that. I don't think I can make it. Ah, it's a shame. Yeah.
What do you think about the?
So yeah, I think the pacing does clearly rise. So the only thing I would say is there a kind of coherent pattern? There is to a certain extent because I get the new powers and I have to combine them. So I kind of seeing a pattern coming through there. But yeah, maybe not quite so strongly as they might have done it. What would be good for pacing?
Yeah, that's tension rises over time in a coherent pattern.
So it definitely does that. So what would be? Oh, I've done it again. I'm going to dump.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just going to see if I can.
Yeah, excellent would be tension rises over time in a coherent and well-balanced pattern. Well-balanced being the keyword here.
Yeah. So is it well balanced? I think it probably is. I think the other thing that's happening is that we're going back and re-experiencing these levels again,
but with
a different goal.
yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of nice. And if you include that in the experience, actually, I would say that it has quite a sophisticated pattern.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you play it once, and maybe you got 1 or 2 coins.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I can actually get more.
That's what I wanted to do. Oh.
Yeah, I think with that, the fact that you go back and
The end.
Oh, I see.
Where's the coin gone?
It's probably somewhere in a secret place. Oh, can you see at the top left? There's like a.
Up there.
Yes, you somehow need to get there, and there's like. Do you see the platform there? So I have no idea how you would get there. No.
Did I destroy? Did I destroy a thing?
Oh yeah. There was one at the top.
I think
so maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good. This is a really nice example actually. So what would an excellent be?
Excellent is that the tension rises over time in a coherent and well balanced pattern. And I think
it does. Yeah, there we go.
And especially thanks to the. Yeah. And that leads us to the tutorial part then, which.
Got off the top of the screen. I've got up here.
Oh, you have a power up.
Where's the coin?
It's probably somewhere hidden, secret. I don't know.
Oh no, where's the coin gone? So I got my power up? Oh damn it.
You got a power up above the screen.
Go with it.
Yeah.
Oh, did it again. Damn it. Excuse
Maybe
me.
it's a secret. Yeah. So,
Yeah, where have we got to?
what do you think the tutorial? So,
Um,
uh, there is a gradual introduction of the power-ups.
yeah, there's some nice
So,
touches. So these little things here, just prompting you to make, oh, remember, don't forget your tongue. That's kind of
yeah,
nice, right? Um,
yeah,
so they're nice. I think it gave me. I'm trying to remember now what it did at the beginning. It gave me. Um, actually, it gave me the controls here, right? So that is a little bit
yeah,
of a
not,
shame, right? It would have been nice if that had been integrated into the very first screen, even if that had just been on the
yeah,
background as I went past or something, right? That would have been. So that's a bit of a pity. But then you get this, right? So it's like this clearly introduces the jump. So I have to jump to progress.
yeah. So it's yeah, mostly through game design, level design
So
that
I think what
they
they've done is they've um, I like this bit. I get it just as I need it. So they are giving me they're giving me something in one hand and then taking it away with the other, right? So they kind of the controls are all slapped up front, but the kind of what
the
all
actual
the
use of them.
powers, yeah, that's all told to me
Yeah,
through the level. So and actually the controls sort of have to go up front. It's a shame they're not on the first screen.
yeah.
Um,
You know what it feels like? It feels like they were scared to put some text as in the tutorial because then we would say something like, "Oh, you shouldn't put text" or
resorted
something
to
like that.
text. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
So I think
but
in general they've done a good job, and certainly if you look at the colours, it's exactly what we wanted. Um, so what would be a good?
good would be gradual explanation of gameplay and controls, fully aligned with play, and full. Yeah, I think they're there at least.
Yes, I think definitely there.
Uh,
What would excellent be?
uh, Excellent is gradual explanation, fully aligned with play, and sometimes communicated through level design. And I think they communicate through level design quite a bit.
They do.
So
So I think there's an argument that they're almost up at the prizeworthy level. I think.
yeah, because it's.
Um,
I mean, basically the whole game is a level designed to introduce
yeah, and so the
different.
only thing is the controls thing up
Mm,
front, and a
yeah.
little bit of ambiguity about how the mixing of colours work. I think that should have been flagged a little bit more, maybe.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
But I think I'd still be happy to give them an excellent because I think if it wasn't for those things, I would be looking at a prizeworthy mark. It's very very nicely done.
yeah. And then, yeah, what do you think the core dynamic is?
Um, so I'm guessing it's sort of spatial reasoning with a little bit of collection. That's what I'd go with.
Yeah, so that's what they say. They say it possesses the spatial reasoning core dynamic, and because it fits in the platforming genre where, yeah, players must reach the end. Uh, so what do they say? Yeah, they basically say that the first three levels are designed to teach the player the abilities of the primary colors, and then the final two levels teach the player how colors can be mixed to attain new
Yeah,
abilities. Uh, okay, this game. So, and basically, they say that the game has the spatial reasoning core dynamic because the main challenge is figuring out how to gain them. Wait, how to gain. Then use the frog's different abilities to traverse the space. So you have to think about: do I destroy that block or this block or all that? And yeah, but I think
yeah.
so. I think the
Oh,
clear dynamic is clear and it is supported by the primary mechanics.
I think you're absolutely right. So here the question is it supported by additional dynamics? And
Mm,
I think because you are collecting the colours in order to figure out, I think it is. I think they've got Spatial reasoner supported by collection.
Yeah. And
I think that might
yeah,
actually put them at the. That might actually
so
put them at the next level.
yeah,
Up in
excellent would be core dynamic that is supported by an integrated set of mechanics.
Yeah.
And yeah, and just to check, prizeworthy would be a clear core dynamic that is supported by an integrated set of mechanics and other. And then it cuts off. I assume other.
It's other dynamics. So actually,
Yeah.
I think they're there. I think because you're collecting your power. That is the other dynamic that is supporting it. I think.
And yeah, it doesn't take away from the actual spatial reasoning. It just adds to it, and
adds to it really well.
Makes it better.
And the same for the collecting the coin as well, because it gives you a new goal. It adds a new objective to the spatial reasoning. I'd be happy with a prizeworthy mark. I think for that. I think they've done a really nice job of really focusing on the core mechanic and making all the individual parts of that work well.
Yeah. And I guess that leads us to the feedback and response. And let's see what they say. So in our first lab, we were told that it would be useful to add a timer for each ability to display how much time of the ability is left, which they added on the top right of the screen, and it's quite prominent, so you cannot miss it.
Works well. Yeah.
And it also changes color based on the current active ability, which again, that's good.
Yeah.
Good thinking.
Also good.
We were also told that we needed to add alternate paths and an element of risk and reward to our game for more advanced players, which, so we took this into consideration, and they've included difficult or hidden shortcuts that require greater reasoning and skill from the player. Additionally, we added bonuses to collect in each level, which require the player to solve another optional puzzle to collect. And that these sections are more punishing and require more thought.
So what was it they said they were adding that in response to?
So they were basically told we needed to add alternate paths and an element of risks and rewards to our game for more advanced players. And they added more paths with different ways to solve.
So do you know what? I think that's a really nice response, and they've done a really good job actually. What would be a good for feedback? I keep doing that.
Look at the final feedback they got. So further feedback we received was to make the abilities that arise from mixing colors be intuitive. So we decided to give the primary core simple abilities, and then combining blue and red, for example, creates magenta, an ability providing very fast travel using the tongue. So in a way,
so it kind of does.
Did say, yeah.
But I was expecting to get both the power-ups. They're like, no, here's a different power-up that sort of has the characteristics of those two. Oh, got it.
Yeah, and look at this. Really, actually makes sense now that we think about it. Yeah. Green and red. So green is jumping, and red is punching tongue. Yeah. So green and red creates yellow, which uses your tongue to punch and jump higher.
Yeah, got it.
So that actually, now that you think about it,
it sort of works. Yeah. Okay. Nice. So look, I mean, I think
thought about that as well.
So what would be the good for feedback?
Good is feedback has been addressed and the changes have been successful. I think they're at least there.
Yeah, definitely there. Yeah.
So excellent would be feedback has been interpreted and addressed and the changes have been successful, which again it has been interpreted quite well.
I think so. Yeah, I think they've done a really good job of interpreting it actually. So I suppose we should ask what the prizeworthy one is.
Yeah, that's interesting. So feedback has been interpreted and imaginatively addressed with successful changes. And it feels like
I think
there is...
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, there is...
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is imaginative. The way they've incorporated the colors, the way they've incorporated the secret
Level
paths and the
design.
coins, the
Yeah,
level design, all of which was in response to much more straightforward feedback. I think is really nice.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. So yeah, I think up at the prizeworthy level again. They've done a really nice job. Um, I really enjoyed this one. This is a really nice example of careful, considered game design. I think they've done a really lovely job with it. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks really fun.
Let's move on to our next game. So our next game is called Slime Slayer. It's good. Got a got a nice looks like a is that like a mana ball down the bottom or something with a health bar.
Oh, interesting.
No, so I've got a little restart button down the bottom. No, oh that makes a clink now noise. There's no instructions of what to do, so I'm going to guess it's WASD. Yes. AD actually. WS doesn't it? Go left and right. Just push the slime. Julia. Oh. Ah. So I can't go up and down ladders. I literally can just go left and right. Oh, I can jump. I've got a space bar.
Oh. Ah, okay.
Can I jump up? Can I? I can't go up there though. I've come down here. Double jump. Okay. Jump.
Can you?
I jump on top of the.
Oh, your health is
Oh,
going down a bit.
I'm taking damage from them.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I'm getting a. Okay, so they hurt me in some way. I'm just trying to see if there's any other buttons that do anything. If I click with my left mouse button. Ah. So I can click with my left mouse button to attack. So the problem is there's no feedback at all, right? So there's nothing to tell me that I'm taking damage. There's nothing to tell me that I'm swinging my sword, apart from the clink noise. Also, it's left mouse button to swing, but otherwise it's all keyboard controls. So that's a bit strange.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
I get stuck on the bottom of there as well, so I can kind of.
Oh.
Is the chest opened? But did anything happen?
Try clicking O. The O key.
O key. Ah, jump force increased. How did you know to click the O key?
It says it in the game notes.
Yeah, so if I walk against, so if I go left and right here, look, if I walk against these stairs, I don't go up. But if I jump once,
I see.
and I'm on the stairs, I can go up and down with left and right. So when I do that, I'm not jumping, I'm not pressing jump at all. Just going left and right.
It's like, yeah.
So it's sort of slightly strange. So O, do you think? Move speed increased. There's a little bit. Oh, I get stuck on the stairs again. Okay, so let's go this way. Oh, it's a big slide.
Oh.
So do I? But, oh,
It's shooting.
how can I attack? Can I attack it from there? I can attack it from there.
Kinda, yeah.
I'm clicking madly. Slime? What's going on there? Well, I think I can stand on the slime and attack it. That might be quite effective.
Yeah, but it's quite slow to.
What do you think? I've got two things down the bottom. I've got a circle and a bar. What do you think they both are? One of them's presumably my hat. Are they the same thing? Are they just different ways of?
I'm not sure actually. It does seem
Still
like
clicking. I'm clicking. I'm also just sort of sat here fighting it. Oops. Oh, I died. Restart. All right. So I can hit them from quite a long way away actually.
That's good. I would say like it's forgiving.
Yes. So I can't jump up there because I don't have enough.
That's probably for later, I guess.
Where I've got my
When
super
you get
jumps.
Yeah.
Down there last time, did I?
Another slime.
Well, is that
Door?
Is that door worth going to? Do you think?
Maybe you can. There's also a key for the door. It's T.
E.
Yes.
There we go. So I can go through the door, and I'm in a different level.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Jump's terrible. I can't jump. I can't even jump up there.
Oh.
Stuck.
I guess you have to press the restart button on the bottom right. Oh, I see.
I think that's a mistake. Just kind of. No, only yeah, okay, so I've got a restart button. Okay. So let's try and go and get those power-ups and see if I can get back up here. So in terms of controlling the character and things, it's pretty bad until I got the power-ups. Once I got the power-ups, it became a lot more interesting. I just felt like I was much more capable.
Yeah, for speed and jump.
You kind of drift. So as I come down here, because as I walk off the edge, I'm not jumping, like I'm just walking. Because I leave the surface, I can't walk off of here and jump. See what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm in the air. Can I go? Doing a sort of standing jump. I'm not sure how I did it before.
Yeah, how did you even do it last time? Almost. Okay. And this was the increased jump.
See, I've already opened the chest, so why do I have to press?
Yeah, that's true.
Why do I press O to open the chest? It's already open. This one. So I hit O. Oh, now it feels like I'm absolutely flying.
You can also try the door there on the bottom.
Wonder whether I could go.
Yeah.
See if there's anything up there. Oops. Can we start going through the mark scheme while I'm exploring?
Yeah.
We start with presentation, right? Oh, I don't think I can go up there. Actually.
Yeah. So graphics, audio, and you did it. Okay. And information design. Yeah.
So graphics actually quite nice, I think. The it's fairly. There we go. What do I get in this one? Nothing.
Did you?
There we go. Attack range increased.
Attack.
Not that I know what my attack range is because I can't see it when I click, but nice to know it's increased. So I come down to this door, and was it T to go through the door? No, E.
Yeah.
Which
T
one?
for teleport.
E.
T.
E.
T for teleport.
Yeah, actually in the. Anything that one.
That's probably not. You don't know. It looks like it.
So
So
graphics. Graphics I like actually. I think they look nice. It's kind of quite consistent.
yeah, that's.
Say, it looks like I should be able to go in there, doesn't it? I don't think I can. So let's passageway because there was nothing else in that passageway, was there? I can do a double jump. There we go.
So if it's.
Door.
So we have the graphics.
So the graphics I think is probably up at the good level. Right? I think they've done a good job. There's some problems like the animations are a bit limited, like little, but it's fine. The audio I've got. Is that going to work? Sure, it was T to go through a. Oh yes.
Let me.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah,
it just took a while. There we go. Yeah, so the audio is present. I've got some music. The music is perfectly reasonable. I think I've only got the one sound effect, which is the little clink as I hit the button to swing the sword. Right, but it's kind of there. So I think probably sound would be at the sort of satisfactory level. My problem, I think, with the presentation is with the information design.
Information, yeah.
I don't know what your thoughts are.
There's a lot of.
But there's some real problems, right? So let's go through them. So first of all, there are some good things. So the nice big health bar on top of the enemies, that's very clear and obvious, right? And the fact that I get a sound effect when I swing my sword, giving me feedback, that's also good. But the problem is I've got 2 health bars, and it's not clear which one is which. There's no indication of when I'm attacking or how far my attack goes. There's no indication of when I'm taking damage other than the health bar going down.
Yeah, and
so
also
there's no. Also, not entirely sure. We'll come back to this, I think, when we look at the level design. I'm not entirely sure what I'm trying to do. Am I trying to kill everything? Am I trying to get out? Am I trying to defeat this thing? And I'm not getting any feedback about any of that either. So there's nothing to show a score basically, or to show how well I'm doing. So I think the information design is quite problematic. So overall, for a presentation, what would be a pass, say?
So pass could be flawed with simplistic or many inconsistent elements.
I kind of think the information design is maybe even down at poor, maybe or there.
Yeah.
And the other two are a bit higher. So overall for presentation, it's probably maybe around the satisfactory level. I think if we were being a bit generous.
Yeah, the graphics. Did you press
T? It's not doing anything. I don't know whether that's it. It seemed to be a bit flaky as to whether or not the teleport worked. Whether we just got to the end of the game and there's nothing else to see. It is odd that they've got spacebar for jump and not W as well, but we'll get to controls in a minute. I think maybe if we were being generous, we'd say graphics are higher than satisfactory, information design is lower than satisfactory, audio is probably around satisfactory, so maybe go with that in the end. I guess that takes us on to play.
To meaningful play with mechanics, controls, and bugs.
So, if we look at the mechanics, I think I'm going to have to restart because I can't get through. can't get through. So what have I got? So I can move, I can jump, I can double jump, and I can attack.
You can pick up power-ups.
I can go and pick up power-ups, which increase those other things. So, yeah, I think there's I mean, it's not like there's loads of mechanics, but there's definitely a set of mechanics that lead to kind of play. The controls are really...
What about the controls?
Are quite problematic, I think. It's slightly weird. So I feel like I need 3 hands to play. I need one hand on WASD, another hand on the spacebar, and then another hand on my mouse so I can actually attack. I know this is what I'm doing. I'm jumping with my thumb, but it's still... It doesn't feel as natural as pressing W, for example, would do. And it also feels very clumsy. So like I said, there's things like this where... Oh, see, I no longer get stuck on the bottom of there. I've got enough momentum now that I can walk straight up. So it just feels like it's got that sort of slightly weird floatiness about it. Oh, I got stuck there, so I can't climb up that one. So it's things like that where you get stuck. A bit problematic. So once you've got that bottom one, that jump becomes a lot easier. So yeah, controls are quite difficult, I think. What was a satisfactory for meaningful play?
Satisfactory, playable, fewer mechanics, usable controls, and may have some minor bugs. Have we found any bugs? Or
I think so. There's some sort of slightly... So I didn't collect all the power-ups. See, that door is open, which indicates I should be able to go through it.
yeah.
Unity, I think. Yeah, I don't think we've seen any bugs, so I think they've got something that does work. I think it's just problematic in terms of the controls, make it quite difficult to play.
Yeah.
But yeah,
okay.
what would satisfactory be?
Fewer mechanics with usable controls and maybe some minor bugs.
I would say that the controls usable's a bit of a stretch. They're not totally disastrous, but
a pass would be awkward controls.
Yeah, that feels like where we are, I think.
With a few mechanics.
I think the mechanics are probably okay, so maybe halfway between the two.
Yeah, that sounds... Oh, you actually defeated it.
But I still can't get through the door, I don't think.
Oh.
There's the feedback is the real problem, because you don't know what you're doing, you don't know where you're going. You've got, there's real information design problems here, I think. I can't get back up here as well. Okay, let's talk about, I guess, what comes next.
Risks and rewards.
So we're on to sort of talking about the design of the level.
Yeah.
What do you...
I guess to get to the end, or
do you think I have to do it in the quickest amount of time?
Pick up all the...
Am I
not
solving...
necessarily.
Am I solving a puzzle?
Maybe.
So I think this is kind of it. So here's the problem is, am I trying to kill everything? Am I trying to defeat the boss at the end? Am I trying to get to the end in the fastest time possible? Am I trying to collect everything? What am I doing, right? I think that's really ambiguous in this game.
I guess the health bar is there to helps a bit by being there and you not having to take damage. Like that you shouldn't take damage. That's one thing.
Yeah, but there's no reward at the end. There's nothing to say to you, kind of. Yeah, there's nothing to show you. Uh, they don't tell you explicitly, but there's nothing to show you implicitly what the goal is either, right? So,
Yeah.
for example, and it may be just because they've got the one level, but if you had a sequence of levels, then it would feel like progressing through the levels was something, right? If they kind of gave you a timer or something, that would tell me that I had to do it quickly. If they showed me the number of slimes left to defeat, that would tell me that I was supposed to be defeating
Oh
slimes.
yeah,
So I kind of feel
that's
just a
true.
just a bit lost, I suppose. Um, just- oops. So, and let's get on. What about risks and rewards? What are my risks and rewards, do you think?
Yeah. Okay. So you do have different power-ups. More attack, more jump, and more speed.
Yep.
And each one of them, you can choose to not get them, I guess. And
Yeah,
then
but they're not.
you can, yeah, you can choose to fight the final boss without them.
Yeah.
But it's a choice. But is it? No, there isn't any rewards, as you said.
Right. So the
To
risks are fairly minimal, right? Because I suppose there's the slimes, but it's not like I don't feel like at any point I've really got too many decisions. As you said,
yeah,
the
exactly.
only thing I've got is, as you identified, do I spend the time to go off and get the power ups before I face the final boss, or not? It doesn't feel particularly risky to do that, um, so it just doesn't feel like there's much of a trade off there, I suppose. What would a pass be for goals, risks, and rewards?
A limited set of ghost risks and rewards.
What would a poor be?
Incoherent or very limited.
I think the goal is kind of incoherent. I think you don't know what you're trying to do. And I think
Yeah,
the risks and rewards are limited, I think. Um, so for me, I think I'd probably put it down there. I mean, so the sorts of things I'd expect to see in a game like this. I mean, what would you put in for goals, risks, and rewards? For risks and rewards, say, if you were doing a platformer like this.
hmm. What I would do? Well, I would. One of the things you already said with the slime counter. That's I really like that idea, because if I want it to be a destruction game, then a slime counter of how many slimes are left. That's perfect. Makes you
Yeah,
think, oh, I have to go and kill them all.
yeah,
Uh, and I guess it also makes sense with the title of the game, Slime Slayer.
yeah. That's right. Yeah,
So,
and you might have something like
uh,
the boss appears once you've killed so many slimes or something.
yeah, exactly. And I like the fact that they have different power-ups that can easily make it more coherent and all that.
Yeah,
It's just that, yeah, the goals and risks aren't very well defined, which then, even
yeah.
if you have rewards,
I
they
think
don't really.
I suppose the one thing, actually, thinking about. So here's an example of actually where there probably is one, right? So if we come in here, we've got these drops. That's definitely a risk. So it's a case of do I try and navigate these in order to get
Oh
the
yeah,
chest at the end? So I think maybe that's an example, right, of where there is an
yeah,
explicit bit. So I think maybe because what we said poor, didn't we? So maybe we should come up one and say it's sort of maybe at the pass level because of this bit.
a limited.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
I
Yeah.
think more of this basically. So more places where there was an explicit risk in order to get some kind of reward. And I think the problem without the goals is you don't know what your reward is. So
Yeah,
my
exactly.
if it was a timer, then my reward might be a shortcut. right? If it was if it's to destroy the slimes, then my reward might be to get better weapons or something, right? But I need to know
Yeah.
what my goal is in order to have that adequate reward. So yeah, okay, all right. Should we move on? What's the next category?
Pacing. What do you think about the pacing?
So well, let's restart and have a look. So I start off here. I come down. I get a little slime. So I suppose it's kind of got, for me, it's got sort of three sections. There's this initial corridor, and then I come out. So I've got this kind of little play space that I can walk around in, although I can't do very much. And then I kind of come down into the main level, and I sort of prat around in the main level for a bit, and then I go and fight the. Oh, now I've done that, and I'm not going to be able to get out again. Prat around for a bit, and then I go and fight the big slime, right? So it feels like there's a little bit of pacing, in that it builds up towards this kind of fight at the end.
Yeah, there is.
I mean, it's just going to take me a long time to kill him, but I can still kill him. I just literally walk straight to him to kill him. So I think they've attempted to have some pacing, but I think if it was me and I was going for the destruction one, like you said, then I'd have something like, I have to destroy a certain number of slimes outside before a door opens that lets me into this room, and then that would build up the pacing, right?
Yeah. Because now you can just go here, I guess.
And it kind of feels a bit messed up. So I think there's an attempt at pacing, but it doesn't quite come off. And having the big boss helps, right? It kind of makes it feel that that's a culmination.
Yeah, like a final. Yeah.
Speed.
So, tension somewhat rises over time.
Yeah.
Which, so the satisfactory would be clearly rises over time. I don't think.
I think it's too easy to avoid it, and kind of there's not enough management of the tension, as it were. But yeah, I think probably a pass.
Yeah.
I think the boss gives you that kind of. But even then, you see, I've defeated the boss, and I can go back out into the level. So that's what I mean about it being a bit kind of messed up. You see what I mean?
Yeah. So like culmination, and then actually finishing the other parts of the game. So I guess.
So I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Double jump is
What about the next part, which is the tutorial part?
So here we have a bit of a problem, right? Let me restart. So this is the tutorial. Yeah. So there's nothing to introduce me to the keys at all, and the fact that I've got two mysterious keys, T and O, that never are referenced in the game at all. That's really problematic. So if you hadn't got the game notes, I wouldn't have a clue. They do some things nicely.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
Right. So I start here. I've only got the option of going right, so it's obvious where to go. I come down here. I straight away meet a slime, and I have to defeat the slime. I don't have to defeat the slime, but I have the opportunity to interact with the slime, right? And then here, I think they've missed a little trick here in that I can walk under this, right? Whereas if it was me, I'd have made me jump, right? I'd have put that low so I couldn't get through. And then they give you this kind of little sort of play space. I'm wondering if you can actually.
Yeah, I guess to test.
I think you can actually jump up here. It's just with the
double jump. The
double jump is just. So what happens if I hit something during my jump? Then I can't. Yeah, there you go. Then I can't double jump. So it's the controls are being a bit janky. It's led me to believe that that's not possible. But yeah, so there is that at the beginning, but I think it's but then that's it, right? And there's nothing to introduce me to the chests or the doors or anything like that at all. So again, what would a pass be for a tutorial?
Gradual explanation of gameplay and controls revealed as you play.
I don't think they've done that, right? So there is no gradual. Yeah. There's a kind of setup at the beginning, but there's no gradual introduction.
And 4 would be some explanation of gameplay and controls.
So you might argue that they're doing that with through level design in the beginning, but I think it's still very problematic. There's just nothing. So below poor, presumably we're into absent territory. Is that right?
Yeah, which is no serious attempt at a tutorial element.
I don't think that's quite as bad as that, because I think there's that initial bit does try to introduce you, but other than that, there's no serious attempt to introduce controls as we go. There's no serious attempt to explain. So I think perhaps a par, somewhere between poor and absent.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. The next is core dynamic, which again, we've discussed that we aren't sure what it is.
It could be one of a number of things. Do they say in their game notes?
Yeah. So it kind of makes sense with the title. The major core dynamic we feel our game possesses is destroying. The player destroys slimes, explores the map, gets rewards such as buffs, gets stronger, and at the end of the level defeats the slime boss. Our game also possesses map exploration as a core dynamic, and yeah, as players are motivated to explore the map for rewards and access to secret areas.
So it's kind of interesting. So if you take it as destruction, as I said, the controls aren't great. So if you kind of feel like it's you don't get that kind of feeling of power that you get if you play a modern kind of destruction type game, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. There we go. But in fairness to them, all the mechanics are sort of about destruction. The pickups are all pickups that help you move around quicker and become more nimble and attack more powerfully and all that kind of stuff. What's missing is that kind of goal. Like I say, it's not clear that that's the objective, right?
Yeah, I guess you can just skip this line, for example, and just not kill it.
Yes.
Because it's kind of out of the way.
Because it's out of the way, so it's kind of it's sort of. What would a satisfactory be for core dynamic?
A clear core dynamic that is partially supported by the primary mechanics, and a pass would be an attempt at a core dynamic, but not well supported by the primary mechanics.
It's quite well supported. So what that would be a satisfactory?
Satisfactory would be a clear core dynamic and partially supported by the mechanics. So it feels maybe between, because the core dynamic is not as clear, but it is partially supported by the mechanics.
I think so. I think kind of the problem really is not the mechanics, like you said. The problem is the goal. So it is a game that feels it's about destruction. All the power-ups are about destruction. The problem is it doesn't build the level. It doesn't build the pacing around destruction, right? So the mechanics are there, right? And they've even used some alternative dynamics like exploring and like collection to support that in some respect. So I think that's actually pretty good. And I think if they had said to us at the beginning, right, even if they just had a line of text. So let's imagine this game with a line of text at the beginning saying, "You have been sent by your king to slay all the slimes invading his castle," right?
Yeah.
And that text would be at the beginning. And then there was a number of things down the bottom. So maybe there were like 4 slimes. And as we go through the level and we kill slimes, they get crossed off, right? And then after I've crossed off maybe 3 of the 4 slimes, a door opens and I can get to the big slime at the end. Okay? If they'd done that, we'd be saying, actually this is pretty good. They've got a strong core dynamic. It's obvious what you're trying to do. All the mechanics pull in the right direction. So the problem isn't that the game isn't coherent. The problem is that it doesn't tell you, right? And doesn't give you any feedback about what you're doing. So you're constantly feeling a bit lost. So I think kind of given that, I think kind of maybe satisfactory for core dynamic. In that, it is doing all the right stuff, but it just doesn't give you enough feedback to know that that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
Does that sound fair?
I think so. Yeah, that leads us to the feedback.
See if I can do anything else while you're.
So
what did they say for their feedback?
It's very short. The feedback was that the game only needs to last at most 5 minutes, so we decided to reduce the level complexity while still showcasing the core dynamic of the game. We also cut down a lot of features we planned to do, like map destruction, gun attacks, gun recoil, to keep the level compact. So that's
it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we did ask them to do a shorter level, and it's fine. What they've done is fine. We haven't complained that there's not enough level. But yeah, it's very simple, and it's just one thing. What would a satisfactory be for feedback?
So that would be feedback was addressed, and the changes have been somewhat successful.
I mean, they've done that bit of feedback, but there's not much else. What would a pass be?
Yeah, pass would be feedback was addressed, but the changes have had limited success.
So the problem here isn't necessarily that they haven't had success. The problem is that they've just not done very much. I kind of think that what they're basically saying is, we kind of, the spec says it should be a playable demo. We were told we ought to do the spec. We did the spec, right? I don't think that's really the sort of feedback that we're kind of looking for, right? So I think maybe if we were being generous, we could say that was a pass. That they've had feedback and they have made changes to the game as a result, and those changes have sort of worked, right? It's made the game the right level, but they haven't fixed any of the other issues.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pass based on the fact that it's very limited feedback reported. Yeah. Okay. So general thoughts. What do you reckon about this one?
I mean, it looks like with some polish, some better controls from what you say, and I can see it being very fun.
Yeah, I think it's one of those games where a number of small changes would have made a very significant difference to the quality of the game, and they're not really implementation changes exactly. Although the controls do need a bit of work, it's the information design. That would give you loads of clarity over what the game was about, much better feedback about what you were doing, and I think if you did that, it would elevate the game substantially. So yeah, I think it's one of those examples where they've done a lot right, but it's kind of dampened down by that kind of one thing they've done particularly badly, the information design, and actually, so there's plenty to appreciate, but unfortunately, it doesn't quite come together because of that problem. Okay,
yeah.
Shall we move on to our next game? Okay, so let's go on to our next game, which is called Durk the Conqueror, which is a great name. Durk the Conqueror. Wow. So nice little menu screen. Some quite funky music going on in the background. Let's play. Pick your level. I like that a lot. I love the fact we've got multiple levels. I wonder if we can unlock those or whether that's just looking ahead. Here we go. Oh, charge forth with precision and bravery. All right.
Mhm.
So I've got WASD or the key, the arrow keys. Oh, I've just picked up a sword by mistake. And I've got Q and E, which looks like they would swap what I'm doing, maybe?
Probably.
And nothing else to do. There's a door, so I guess I go through the door. Oh, I like the door sound. The time has come to attack.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, how do I do that?
That's a space bar.
Oh, that line is a space bar.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
that
dash. I was
Yeah.
waiting for it to tell me what to do. Oh, okay. I attack in the direction I'm moving.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Mm.
love the noise as you stab him. Can I get him through there? Yes, there you go.
Yeah, okay. And you got hit a bit and
Why?
got... Yeah,
Can sort of charge.
you get...
There we are. I can charge him with my sword out. That's useful to know. What's that?
Okay.
Anything? Did it do anything? Oh, I attack it. Sure, what happened?
Okay.
Did the door open when I attacked it?
The door opened and your health got restored.
Okay. Alright, so
A few more. you... Yeah, I like that they show,
I do this
you know,
before I...
how you get hit and the enemies also get hit.
Yes, they flash a different colour, which is quite good, and they give you that lovely noise.
Yeah. Oh.
Problem is, I'm basically a coward, so what I want to do is I want to attack while running away, but it won't let me do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charge with, yeah.
Okay, so it shows you what's in there, but we just ran over it. Okay, there's my health bar. Let's go through. Loot every chest, you're gonna need it. Oh,
Oh, those have...
they just shoot one another.
I think so.
Right, let's
That's good for you.
go.
Oh, now you get a...
I can change with Q and E.
Okay, that's nice.
It's nice. Right, let's go through here. Oh, where am I?
A new weapon
Shoot
of
you.
war, wield it wisely. Okay.
Shoot the arrows as well.
Yeah. it... Do the arrows...
I'm trying to shoot while running away. There we go.
Yeah, that's difficult. They make less damage though, or...
Does look that way.
Yeah. You take...
King. Maybe. Yeah, okay, I'm not sure that worked. But I didn't take that much damage. Shooting diagonally is really hard.
Yeah,
Oh, get
because
off.
you have to be...
There we go.
that was...
Where am I? Oh, I don't know where I am. Ah, I'm done the
Where are
bottom.
you? Oh. Oh.
So that's slightly problematic in that I
Yeah.
actually gonna go back to my sword. I like my sword. Get off, get off, go
Wow,
away.
so
go away.
many... The arrows take a lot of health, it seems. It feels like... Oh yeah, 3 health.
Yeah, no.
And 2 more... Where's the... I think this is the final level of the... Oh no. One last one.
Howard's way out.
Oh,
Go. Yeah, tower conquered. Next level.
Ah,
Blimey,
okay.
got a whole new level. Pick your level. Level 2.
So that's
No, I'm down the bottom again.
that's
Oh,
probably for the third
mean-
weapon.
so the only thing that's bugging me at the moment is it's very hard to see where you start. I'm not sure how you'd solve that problem. Maybe have you start in a little room off the bottom and then go through a door or something so you
That's
start
one
in
thing,
safety.
or there can be like an animation of you
Reveal
dropping in the middle, yeah, or something. Oh, a new enemy. That looks.
Do we talk about start talking about the okay. Can I do this until I've done the enemy?
There's one more enemy.
Yeah, but I wondered whether I'd be able to.
Yeah, I think you have to defeat every enemy before it unlocks. Okay.
So presentation-wise, I think there's a lot to like, right? I mean, there's the graphics are really nice, very straightforward and simple. Slightly odd that the castle is sort of floating in the sky, I suppose, but you know that's an aesthetic choice.
Yeah.
But they're all very consistent. It's quite appealing. I've got sound effects. I've got music. Information design is pretty good. I've got the health at the top that's very clear. I can tell when I'm taking damage. Sometimes it's good that if to have the health down by the character itself, but it's such a big bar, it's fine. And I think that the fact that I know where I'm taking damage on the character does the job. I've got the weapons at the top are also very clear, very obvious. I think they've done a really nice job actually. So what would be a sort of a good level?
So that would be complete and effective. And
So yeah,
I think
they're there definitely. What would be excellent?
So complete, effective, and appealing. Are they appealing? That's the.
I think they've got. I mean, you know, the style may not be your thing, I suppose, but
I think.
But I think it is. I think it's kind of looks. You know, they've gone for it. They've definitely gone for a particular aesthetic. You know, even the music. You know, they've got the kind of pixel art. They've got the kind of bippy boppy music. Definitely reminds me of my 8-bit days. I think they've done a good job. I think I'd go for excellent. Crikey! What would be prize-worthy?
Memorable. So that's complete, effective, and appealing with novel or especially creative elements. I don't think.
I think kind of. I'm not quite sure they've got there, but
Yeah.
very nice job though. Very nice job indeed.
What about the mechanics, controls, and bugs? So we have quite a few.
So we've got we've got. So I move around. I've got 2 different types of weapons. I've got multiple types of enemies.
For now, yeah.
I've got kind of pickups. There's another weapon.
And now you got the final one. That probably. Oh, that kills them one.
Does it slow me down? Maybe. I think it slowed me down, doesn't it?
I can't tell, but. Oh yeah, maybe. Which, if he did slow you down, that would be.
Yeah, it's a nice choice.
Quite,
it definitely feels like it's maybe less nippy. Almost died then.
So okay, yeah, we do have 3 weapons.
I think
the potion.
I think we've got a nice selection of mechanics. The controls. I wouldn't say that they're incredibly fluid, but they work perfectly well. And it's engaging, right? It's an engaging game to play. I'm kind of concentrating on it. It's sort of, it's quite exciting.
Oh wow. Oh. Yeah, I think for this one. Oh wow. for this level, you were missing maybe a boss health thing, because.
So one of the reasons
that's a minor.
One of the reasons I think I wouldn't put it up there for for Prizeworthy for the presentation is that it's not entirely clear how much damage these things have taken.
I think with the small ones it's okay because you
They die so
basically
quickly.
keep. Yeah, and you learn that with the sword it's 2 hits. With the with the bow and arrow, it's 3 hits or something. So you quickly know that. But with the boss, which is a one-time thing.
Yeah, you don't know.
I think
that's fair.
you need that. But yeah. So controls you said were.
Yeah, the controls are fine. They're not hugely fluid, but I feel like I'm in control. It doesn't feel awkward. It feels appropriately.
Any bugs that we can? I don't think we've
don't
seen
think
any.
So what would a good be?
So that's engaging with multiple mechanics, smooth controls, and reasonable complexity.
I think it's definitely there. And what would excellent be?
Fun with complementary mechanics, intuitive controls, and higher complexity, and no bugs. So. Where do you? Okay. Complementary mechanics, intuitive controls, and higher complexity. Maybe in between, because
maybe between, I think.
The controls you said maybe
fine.
May need some.
They're fine. I think it's to do with the. So what is it? So it was. It's asking for sort of more higher level complexity, right? And there's it's fine. There's plenty going on, but maybe it's lacking a little bit of pizzazz in terms of what you can do. And like I said, couple that with the stickiness of the controls, or slight stickiness. It's still very playable. I'm definitely engaged. I'm definitely playing, right? And that is not to be sniffed at.
I guess the next part is the goals, risks, and rewards.
So goals. I'm trying to remember what it told me when I came in. It actually did tell me to kill everything, right?
Yeah, and also the game design, the way that levels are designed, you have to
clear them to
in order to. Yeah.
So I think kind of they could be doing a little bit more. To kind of to emphasize that, but the goal's relatively clear. Risks and rewards is kind of interesting. What are the risks and rewards, do you think?
To me, I think one of the risks, for example, you can either choose to use one weapon or another. Get close up or try from afar. So that's a choice.
What's the reward for that?
Yeah, exactly. I guess the reward would be less damage on you, so more health. You can try to kill them faster by getting up close, but you risk losing a bit of health.
Yeah.
But and then you.
I think you're right. So the only thing I think I've seen is your choice of weapon. The problem with that is, and that's kind of built into this style of game. But the problem with that is it's not tremendously sophisticated. So and the reward isn't particularly clear, right? So it's more of what I would describe as sort of apples and oranges choices, right? It's like, what's your preference? How's your preferred play style? It doesn't feel like there's a genuine risk reward. It doesn't feel like if I go up and fight these guys personally, then they will drop stuff and I will be able to collect their things. So for example, let's imagine that I don't know. If this was like maybe if I shoot people with the arrows, they get knocked back, right? And I can knock them off the side of the building, right? and if I defeat enemies, there's a chance they drop loot. So if I knock them off the side of the building, I won't get the loot.
That's
right.
a very
So it's that's the way that these types of games build risk and reward into that. It feels sort of like a bit. It's like sort of weak sauce, basically. It's a bit lacking. It's like I can make a choice, but the consequences aren't particularly enormous. And there's not really much options in the levels, right? So all of the levels, and I think we've seen all the levels now. So all of the levels, essentially, there is only one way to progress, which is to defeat all the creatures. You don't have a choice about which ones to do, or opening different doors, or like it's things like I can't open the chest before I've defeated all the monsters.
Yeah.
So that takes away the choice of, do I try and make it to the chest in order to get the health that might enable me to complete the level, or do I defeat the monsters? And they've kind of robbed me of that a little bit. So I think of all of the bits we've come too far, this is probably the one that's the most problematic.
Weaker. Yeah.
What would be a satisfactory?
So that would be coherent set of goals, risks, and rewards.
Right. So I think we got a coherent goal, but probably not necessarily risks and rewards.
So a limited set of risks and rewards, maybe.
Would that be a pass?
So that would be So I think it feels maybe in between, because the goals are coherent, but then the risks and rewards.
I think that the risk reward is really low, right? I'm not sure the risk reward is even at a pass. So I think, given the goal is clear, I think we could justify a pass. But I think they've forgotten that element of their game.
Next is pacing, and I think there is tension clearly rises.
I think the pacing is much better. So we start off. We've got level 1, which is a lot more straightforward, with simple rooms taking us through the start of the game, leading up to some complexity. Then we get new enemies introduced, new weapons introduced. So the difficulty goes up, the complexity goes up, and then finally we have a boss fight.
Yeah, and it felt like in the first level, for example, there was it's easy, a bit harder, then a bit easier to make you a bit to relax a bit, and then it ramps up again.
Yeah,
or at least that's how it felt. I think how it looked like.
I'm not sure they've kind of. I mean, it does ramp up.
For example, this is a bit harder. Yeah.
But I think they've got a very clear pacing. What would good be?
So that's tension rises over time in a coherent pattern.
I think it definitely does that. And then what would excellent be?
So tension rises over time in a coherent and well balanced pattern. Well balanced.
Well, I think it probably is quite well balanced.
Yeah, like for example, here you now have 2 weapons.
Yeah.
And
I've got two different types of enemy.
Yeah, and so it's clearly rising.
Can just shoot his own ghosts.
Yes. So well balanced. I think so. I think it's up there at the excellent. What would a prize worthy be? That would be tension rises over time in a coherent and well balanced pattern linked to variations in gameplay.
Not sure that's the case. But I still think it's very nicely done. So okay, and that takes us on to the tutorial.
Yeah. Okay. That's. I think the first level is basically the tutorial.
Yeah. So if we start off, so I've got the The keys are very clearly put down in front of me. There's that moment of confusion with the spacebar, but
Yeah.
I think that's probably as much me as it is them. But introduce the sword. You get your first lot of enemies to attack. One of the things I thought was quite nice, I don't know if you noticed, they introduced the bow before you get the bow.
Yeah.
Is you meet an enemy which has the bow, so you meet that weapon before you get it. I think
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
so yeah. I think so. They've done a very good job of kind of introducing the things as you go. I suppose that's going to be a kind of at the good level, is it?
Yeah, it's basically gradual explanation of gameplay and controls, fully aligned with play.
So they've definitely done that, right? So, but
So the next,
yeah, what would excellent be?
yeah, excellent is all of that, and sometimes communicated through level design.
So I'm not sure they do that. Here you go. That's what I mean about them having the bows, right? So I'm not sure they do that. You might argue that this is sort of communicating through level design, but
Yeah,
it's not.
I was going to say that maybe, like
It's
kind of, but yeah.
It doesn't really feel like it's that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's. I mean, I suppose it's quite hard to communicate it through level design, right? There are some bits. So I tell you what they do, which is communicated through level design, is the bit where you get the chest and then it opens the door. So it kind of makes you interact with the chest, but then that's kind of undermined a bit by the fact that that's just the way all the levels work.
Yeah.
But it does sort of help. So I think this is very well aligned with play, but I don't think there's an enormous amount going on for communicating through level design. Maybe there's a few little touches, like seeing the crossbow, like the door that you have to interact with. So maybe we could put it halfway between the two.
Yeah. That sounds fair, I think.
This time.
What do you think the core dynamic is?
I'm guessing it's destruction.
Okay, yeah, that's
because I mean that's what I have to do. I have to clear out all the levels. My main activity is fighting. I'm collecting stuff because that's actually the end of level bit, right? So there's like a little end of level sequence. Yeah, I'd go with that. Is that what they've said?
Basically, yeah, they've said exactly what we've said. That you have to kill all of the monsters in order to continue. You can pick up different weapons in order to kill, to have some degree of choice in how to destroy the enemies. Healing potions to keep you playing without getting destroyed, and and that's pretty much it. And they do say that as opposed to a goal such as rescuing the princess or getting as much treasure as possible, which might lend itself to a game about chasing or survival. So they've clearly, they've been clear that they wanted destruction, and I think they've done a good job with that.
I think so. And you've got certain. You also collect the weapons, I suppose, and that's in support of the destruction.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, maybe they could have gone a little bit further with it in that you kind of, you want to get some more powerful weapons. You want to feel like you're on that kind of power trip, I suppose. And I'm not getting that particularly strongly, but I think it is all very aligned with destruction. That's clearly what the game's doing. So that presumably would be a good to say all the mechanics are aligned with the core dynamic.
Yeah. Excellent would be integrated set of mechanics with a clear core dynamic.
So I would say, well, the problem is there's not a huge amount of mechanics, right? It's relatively straightforward. So the mechanics that are here are all about destruction. And there's a few little things, but like I said, this doesn't really feel like counts as collection to me. I'm not really exploring. I'm not like collecting keys to open doors or collecting. So I
Oh
suppose
yeah.
I suppose that's a bit more about having is there multiple dynamics. So there's definitely not multiple dynamics working here, right? Is there an integrated set of mechanics? I would say it's more like it's a complementary set of mechanics.
Yeah.
I think it's probably more at the good level, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's there. A clear core dynamic supported by the primary mechanics. I think it's that.
There, yeah.
And that leads us to the final feedback. Let's see what they said. So, one piece of feedback we received during the lab.
Yeah.
During the labs was to add something climactic at the end of each level, as this would create an appropriate sense of rising tension and achievement.
Yeah.
So they've tried to achieve this in two different ways. The tutorial level's final room features the highest number of enemies, and the second level has a unique boss at the end. The rising change in the first example and the unique change in the second example both allow for a climactic conclusion. Yeah, I think
that's fair. And actually your thing about the drop in pacing, you are right. In between levels, it does that, right? So it kind of the climax of the first level is less stressful than the climax of than the beginning of the next one. So I think they've done a good job actually of doing that. Was there any other feedback?
And the second one so we also received feedback that helped us to plan our aesthetic element of our game. For instance, the sprite for the boss enemy was more detailed, but still pixelated. Which helped further the aforementioned sense of dramatic conclusion and allowed us to dedicate more time to focus on game mechanics, rather than finding assets that matched perfectly. I think...
I mean, that seems like a more minor point, but I think they've certainly we complimented them on the coherence of their design.
Yeah.
But, they both seem to be effective. So that sounds like it's sort of at the good level. What was good?
Yeah, feedback has been addressed and the changes have been successful. So that's there. Excellent would be interpreted and addressed. So you could argue that them having two levels and each level having its own climax at the end,
Yeah.
And then the tension slows down a bit for the second level. That you could argue that's an interpretation
sort of
and all that.
I think it's relatively straightforward, but I think there's an argument for that.
Yeah.
Maybe halfway between the two then, to kind of reflect the kind of thinking they've done on that.
Yeah. I think I agree.
There we go. Because I'm trying to go diagonally. I keep hitting the change weapon button.
Yeah, that. Q and I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So final thoughts.
It looks like a fun game. Yeah. I like the.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole. I mean, I would like to play it if I could, but it's you who's playing it.
You'd probably be better at it than I am. Yes, I think kind of there are a few minor issues, but all in all, I think they've done a really nice job. I think it looks great, it sounds great, plays well, all pulling in the same direction. Yeah, well done. Nice game. Okay, that's the last game for our video. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.